Hey everyone. Let's see, can everyone hear me all right? Oh man. All right. So hey everyone, yeah, I'm aflyincoconut. Let's see, I'm gonna be showing Dragon Age Inquisition All Dragons. Gonna be kind of an all bosses run here. Let's see, and then yeah, no, it's just gonna be a nice, fun, chill run, followed by a race with Lamura for Trespasser for the final DLC there. All right, let's see. So let's go ahead and get started here. I'll boot up my save. Have the character created ahead of time. Oh man. All right, but yeah, hey everyone, dragons. Okay, all right. So it should be going here.
Open the gate. We are heading into the valley.
Hey. So, Dragon Age Inquisition, All Dragons. Starting off, if you watched the was it the any % run that Lamura did yesterday, the beginning is going to be relatively similar. We're going to be doing the prologue here, pretty much the same. Something that is different though is this is going to be on the current patch of the game. So Lem did any %, or so any % switches patches in between. And I'm going to be showing off a route for All Dragons that just does current patch. So that's something that's going to be a little different. Okay. 3. All right, so here I'm just going to be doing some attack cancels for the attack chain. Just speeds up DPS a bit. You can activate the search feature. So if I hit search, loot will show here. But if I, do that action while using the auto attacks, then you can, then it kind of resets the attack chain, and you can get better DPS. Because if you just let all the animations play out, it's kind of slow. Yeah, a flying coconut. Thanks, guys. All right, but yeah, so this is just going to be pretty standard. Par for the course for the other one. We're going to try and get a little slide jump there. Didn't get it quite a big boost, but everyone pretty much starts with warrior as the class and human. So humans get an extra skill point as their race bonus. And then warriors, they get a movement ability that you'll see here in a little bit that we're going to unlock, and that's going to be our main movement throughout the run. And we're going to be swapping that, since we have 2 warriors at the moment, Cassandra and the Inquisitor. We're going to be swapping in between them to kind of cycle those big dashes. So here we're going to enter a tutorial early, and that actually skips a second tutorial that comes up. Get a couple slides here. Yeah. But yeah, so a little tutorial skip because you can't turn them off. Let's see. But yeah, so we need to progress through this. Let's see. So if we head up on the right side of this log, we'll try not to aggro those. There's a group of enemies that we just passed, and so by going on the right side of that log, it tends to not aggro them, because you'll notice as we run past some enemies up here, when we pull out our weapon, it slows us down. So we want to not have our weapon out as much as possible. Yeah, see, like right there. Then we can put it away, but then it keeps popping back out. So you want to keep putting it away because you'll run faster. Yeah, I think it's called Charging Bull. That's the one. We actually don't grab Iron Bull because it's a little slow. It's a little out of the way. We just stick with everyone who's kind of automatically added. We're just going to run with Solus, Cassandra, and Varric. Varric's going to be our main damage. So here, just doing some cancels. We're going to close the first rift here. And then we're going to switch to Cassandra so we can get over to the door while that's being closed. So they can't open. There we go.
The rift is gone.
Alright, so now we can level up. You can only level up after you close that rift. Here we're going to spam through some dialogue, and we're going to choose option 3, because it's faster here. Okay. So we're going to jump. We're going to come grab some abilities. So this is going to be, this is our Charging Bull ability. At the moment, it's a little on the slow side, but it's still faster than walking. But we're going to upgrade it soon, and one of the upgrades is just like super fast. So we're just going to be using that upgrade pretty much. But yeah, so all dragons is just going to be, we're going to complete the Dragon Hunter achievement. Let's see, so there's some enemies here. You can actually auto-attack them earlier and it makes contact. So we're going to get a couple slashes in. And then this should kill here. Then we can close this. Yeah, target time is 140, so we'll see if we can do that. Should be fine. We should come in, hopefully, at least 10 minutes under. Oh. Canceled the run. Anyway, you're supposed to run to, like, here. Okay. And then if you're spamming through dialogue, sometimes if you forget, you can activate your abilities because they're on the same keys as the dialogue options. Okay, so here, Prologue boss. Let's see. So this is probably the longest fight in the game, just because it is, you know, scripted. You can only do so much damage to the boss. You can actually leave this area, which will be showing off in the Trespasser race after this run. But you can leave this area and come back like super overpowered to fight the boss, and it's still his health. The amount of damage you can do is capped. So I think you have to have a minimum of at least 3 phases. So normally it takes maybe about 4 or 5 closes of the rift. Let's see here. And then each time you disrupt the rift, it actually chunks his health down. And we want to keep him taunted, because we got a passive ability that'll let companions deal more damage to taunted foes. Let's see, so yeah. So the fight's going pretty well. Okay. That sometimes happens. Okay, well, let's see. We'll kill these guys first then, since we didn't get the thing off. But we'll just wait. But yeah, so he can interrupt you. Lem has a nice strat for avoiding it. But yeah, so now we'll get his armor off. Hopefully this will be the last one. Okay, and then we just need to close that. All right, there we go. So that's the prologue done. Yeah, so canceling slashes is done with the search command. If you're playing the multiplayer, like the little dungeon mode, you can cancel it with shift, or like whatever sprint is. So in multiplayer, you can cancel stuff with sprint, and in single player, you cancel it with the search loot, which is that little golden ring that pops out here. All right, so coming up, we're just going to do a couple more dialogue skips, and then we're going to travel to the Hinterlands and get a camp near the first dragon, and then we're going to do little bit of map warping. and go do some cool stuff. I'm going to be showing off a route that actually goes to the Trespasser DLC now, and then returns back to the base game, which normally you wouldn't be able to do. So I thought that'd be cool to show off. There's a couple different routes for all dragons you can do. There's one with patch switching, there's one with using the Black Emporium, and then there's one with going to Trespasser and coming back. I thought going to Trespasser and coming back would be cool to show off. Okay. Let's see. So coming up here, we're going to be... So Dragon Age Inquisition has kind of like missions you can send out agents of the Inquisition on. And they all have like a timer for real time. So like some of them will be like a couple hours that you actually have to wait. But we can bypass this by just switching our time. Let's see. So here we're going to unlock the Hinterlands first, and then we have to watch a cutscene. Now this cutscene is non-skippable, so we can't skip that, but let me set up my time to switch. We're going to switch it by an hour. So we're going to put in for this one requisition, they're called, that will give us an Amulet of Power for Varric, our dwarf companion. And we're going to be using Varric for all of the DPS for the run, because his weapon Bianca is just so good. It's a crossbow, super good. And so we can get an Amulet of Power for him, which is a one-time, it'll give you an extra skill. So we're not going to travel now. We're going to put in for this requisition, and then we're going to change time. Okay, and then we set that back. Okay, got the Amulet of Power. And now we're going to go to the Hinterlands. Okay. And so what we're going to do with this amulet is we're going to take it to Skyhold, and then we're going to dupe it up to 60 times or something like that. And then we're going to give all those 60 amulets to Varric. So then we're able to unlock all of his skill points. And then we're going to use all of the passives and abilities and stuff for killing all the dragons. So now we're in the Hinterlands. We're going to show off switch clipping real quick. Just to maneuver around a little faster. We're going to skip a whole section over here. Let's see. Okay. All right, so this, we're just going to be switching back and forth between party members while in the tactical mode, while one of the characters is in the air. And then that allows you to displace that character's position backwards of wherever they're going. So we're going to come down here, switch to Cassandra. Let's see, then I actually go into character record. Let me get these upgrades quick. Something I forgot to do. Oh, yes, character's name is Biowareathon. So we're getting the upgrade to Charging Bull right now. Oh, swap this over to 3. Sprints. And then what we're going to be doing here for movement is just praging that, that our characters teleport up to us as we run away. Sometimes they don't, sometimes they do. So it's that kind of depends on when you want to switch characters. Because Charging Bull will go until you're out of stamina, pretty much, or for 10 seconds, I think.
If we can find the artifacts they use, it may help strengthen this area against tears.
Okay. So here, we're going to kill these bandits quick, and then we're going to grab the camp that's over here by the... to our left. There's a camp back behind these rocks that will act as a fast travel spot for us. And then it's also the camp that's right in front of the dragons. Okay. That's in front of the first dragon, which is the Beralden Frostback dragon, I think. So we're just going to be killing the 10 base game dragons here in this run. Okay, so there's kind of a little mini boss here. Not really. Outlaw. His name's Outlaw Enforcer. But he's supposed to be the leader of these bandits. Okay. So we're doing this run on casual difficulty. If we did it on Nightmare, we wouldn't be able to fight these enemies yet. We'd have to go get buffed up and then come back and fight them. Otherwise, we would just die. Because, again, we're like level 2, I think. So, okay, so we got the camp. And now we're going to do map... yeah, we're going to do the world map glitch here. So if you watched Lemura's run yesterday, it just involves going into a combat state, walking on the map trigger. There, I went out of combat. But anyway, so you go into combat, walk onto the map trigger. It says you can't leave during combat. You quick save, quick load. And then it should pull up the whole world map and already unlocked. Yeah, so here's the whole world map. So what we're going to do first is we're going to go to Crestwood. And going to Crestwood sets our base camp as Skyhold instead of Haven. Haven's like the first place you're at in the game. That's kind of your base camp. But if you go to Crestwood, it assumes you've done so much other stuff in the game already that you've already reached Skyhold, and it sets that as your base. So for instance, like if I go into world map right now, yeah, Skyhold's our base. Normally that would say Haven. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to run to the village of Crestwood, because we need to, in order to get to the dragon in this area, we need to start a quest line with the mayor of the town of Crestwood. And so, yeah, so we need to start a quest line with him, just in order to, like, get all the triggers and everything, because we need to, I think we need to release the dam. Okay, so we're just running over here to say hi to the mayor quick. And then this village also acts as a spawn point, or a fast travel location that we can go to when we warp back here.
I can count on one hand the number of spots.
But since we needed to come here anyway, it's just a good time to grab this spot in the quest. Good, he was in a good location. Hello. Mr. Mayor. There we go. Okay. So we suggest draining the lake because there's a rift out there. And we're saying, yeah, we'll be fine. Okay, so now we're going to fast travel back to the first camp that we were at. And then from here, we will be going straight to the Trespasser DLC area, which you'll see in more depth in the Trespasser race between me and Lem. But yeah, so here we're just going to select Peace Summit as the area and just travel right there. And that'll take us straight to the Trespasser DLC. Okay, and so it just starts off with a bunch of cutscenes, and that's fine. So we're just going to skip through everything there. For these cutscenes, or for the dialogue options after this cutscene, you'll want to be spamming 1 and 2, because sometimes there's only options for 1, and sometimes there's only options for 2. Or mainly options for 2. You could just spam 2, I guess. Okay, but then in that load screen, you can actually start moving as soon as you hear your character being able to walk. Let's see, so I start jumping like right away. And jumping is a little faster than running on flat surfaces, and also going down slopes. But not so much going up, but if you get like...
It's just good sense.
like a couple spots where you can get jumps up, that would, if it goes onto a flat surface, then it's pretty fine. Okay, so there we just talked to Dorian, one of my favorite companions, honestly. And then here we talk to Vivienne and Earl Tegan. Okay, yeah, and so if you go to Trespasser before the end of the game, Vivienne automatically becomes the next Divine. Okay, so we're just going to jump off here. Let's see. And also, if you come to Trespasser early, Solus will be in your party still. Okay, so we just need to do some dialogue here.
Pardon me.
Okay. Just going through the beginnings of the Trespasser DLC. What's nice about Trespasser is there's a whole shop here with like tier 4 crafting materials, and everything, and a couple items that we'll use that are just really solid for killing dragons. There's a belt of health. Health is one of the most OP stats in this game, honestly. Like, you could have a bunch of health and no defense and probably live like forever. So coming up here are the Alluvians, and Alluvians are kind of sus. They have a chance to crash your game. like so, yeah. They have a chance to crash your game like so. Let's see. So let me just relaunch. But yeah, so there's always a chance that they crash. And it's only on ones that enter the world. It's called the Crossroads, I believe. So it's only the ones that actually enter the Crossroads from like the game, because it's technically like a different instance of the same area, kind of. So it's not uncommon to get several crashes, which is why I did a quick save beforehand. So we'll see if we can get it the next try here. The first one isn't usually too bad, but the second one and sometimes the third one in Trespasser are pretty bad. Okay, so let's do a quick save, quick load here, just to kind of refresh our state here, and see if it works this time. Okay, there we go. Cool. Everything's fine. Okay, but yes, this is the Crossroads. Let's see. So in this spot, you can't use abilities all the time. You can use them sometimes with your companions, but the Inquisitor can't use them. So the first objective in Trespasser is to come over here and grab some intel from some Kunari. But we're not going to fight them. We're just going to sneak past them. And first try, yeah. We're just going to sneak past them as Varric. Well, first we're going to switch clip through this gate here. So let me come out here. Hey, there we go. So we're going to switch clip through this gate as the Inquisitor. Put this down. We're going to upgrade Varric a little bit. We're going to get Varric some stealth. Hey. And a dash. Okay. And so now... Let me quick save before this anyway. All right, so these Alluvians don't matter. Like, they're fine. But here we want to switch to Varric. Dash. Invisible. Hopefully we get over here before everyone dies. Nope, everyone died. Okay, so if everyone doesn't die, you can just switch clip through that gate. But if everyone does die, then you just want to kind of come up here, so everyone spawns back over here and comes back alive. They can come back to life whenever. Yeah, see, there they go. Sometimes it'll be quick, sometimes it won't. Okay, but here we're just going to switch clip quick as Varric and fall through the map. Let's see. Get a better one here. Good thing Varric's not invisible. Okay, there we go. So we're just going to grab a little bit of gold here. I'm just going to grab 2 because we only need gear for Varric. So each one has 50,000. You can get 200,000 gold there, which is super good, especially in Trespasser, so then you can just buy all these materials, right? So here we're just going to open this gate, and then we're going to go back and buy a bunch of crafting materials and everything that we'll need for Varric. All right, and now for the one after this, for the Alluvian after this one, let's see. So I think you have to be after the first mission, and then your companions can use abilities in here, but you can't. But yeah, so we're gonna exit the Alluvian here. And if you just double tap, then it skips the animation of walking through. But on ones from going into that area, you kind of don't want to skip the animation, because I feel like sometimes it's more stable that way. If you skip the animation, I think it has more chance to crash. So we're just gonna hop down here, head over to the shop. We have 100,000 gold. We're gonna buy some items to to make Varric nice and strong. Okay, so we're going to buy a couple things. Here we're going to buy Belt of Life, which gives us a bunch of health. We're going to buy Ring of Slicing and Ring of Assault. Gives us 5% crit chance and attack. We're going to buy a Blank Runestone. And then Wyvern Poison Gland. We're going to buy 6 of these. Might have bought 7, but oh well. Alright, then here we're going to buy a bunch of Dragon Bone. Some Dawnstone. I was kind of buying however much. Let's see, this one. And then we're going to buy a bunch of Dragon Scales. So we're just buying crafting materials now. And then we're going to buy a bunch of Great Bear Hide. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of gold there. It's super nice. So we're going to buy a bunch of this. So let me just double check the amount we have here. Let's see, I think we're good on everything. Maybe get a little bit more Dragon Bone. Not sure. Okay. Alright, so we have all these materials now. Now you can't craft them right here. But we are going to just hop back over to the main world and travel to Skyhold. So at the moment, you can't access the world map from Trespasser. But there is a little trick that I believe Isala found, where if you jump off of a certain point and then quick save, quick load the game, then you can access the world map from a kind of a part that's a little far away from the actual like level. Okay, so here, gonna quick save, quick load to kind of refresh our state to see if that kind of helps us not crash. I do have a save that I made right after this spot, in case it does crash too many times. Yeah, see, there it crashes again. And so this is a very common thing. I can't stress enough how common of a thing this is. And so that's like the one thing about the DLC that just there's a couple of Alluvians crash. But we do just kind of go with we use loadless or in-game time as like the main timing source. So anytime that there's a crash, it doesn't actually like truly affect your run too much, just like a couple seconds of like walking into the Alluvian and that's it. So it's not actually too bad in actual runs. Like it's not worth resetting the run for. So we'll just continue. But yeah, not worth resetting the actual runs for. But if it happens like 10 times, which it can, then no, that would just be so frustrating. Okay, so again, we'll do a quick save, quick load, just to refresh. Okay, and honestly, the further away you walk into the Alluvian, the better it is. There we go. Nice, that's very nice. How kind. Earlier when I did like a quick little practice of this, just to set up some saves earlier, and it took me like honestly like 15 tries to get it to not crash. Real encouraging for wanting to run running this category, right? Or particularly Trespasser. This one there's a couple different routes. But yeah, so here we have all this crafting material and the Amulet of Power for Varric. So now we want to head to Skyhold. So we're just going to continue through the Trespasser DLC here a little bit. Skip that animation. Now here, I'm going to make a save just in case we get stuck. But, so we're going to jump over here. Jump out here. We're going to quick save, quick load. And we're going to spam the map button. And then look, then we have the world map. It would just be a local map, and now we can just travel to Skyhold or to the Hinterlands because we have that location unlocked as well. But we're going to go right to Skyhold. And so that's how you get back to the base game. Okay. Now we have Gloom and Doom Skyhold. We don't actually need to go to the war table at all. So we're just going to head down to the Undercroft so we can dupe. Okay, here I'm going to do a quick save beforehand, but here, and then also I'm going to equip these rings and belt onto Varric now, so then there's less stuff in our inventory. So here we will be taking this amulet out, and then, yeah, we're going to be taking it out at the, see, like, there we go. So already starting to dupe. So we need to take it out and exit the storage at the same time, and then we can duplicate it. And so we just keep looping this process. We want to fill up our inventory with these. Okay. I think Lem got pretty good dupes yesterday. But I'm not always as lucky. Sometimes it takes me a little bit longer. Or it's hard to get the timing right for both buttons, because you want to, like, just slightly press taking before exiting. And so it's hard if the buttons aren't currently like right next to each other. So usually I have it bound to I have like the take button bound to one of my G keys, which is right next to escape. But at the moment I don't have that bound, so I'm just using spacebar. So hitting escape and spacebar at the same time. Okay, what are we up to? 55. Okay, so almost done. But yeah, so just doing a little bit of duping. We don't have to duplicate any materials. Okay, so we're full. And we're going to feed all these to Varric to make sure we have enough. We might need a couple more. So we're just going to make him eat all these. Might need like 2 or 3 more. Yeah. Okay, let's see here. So then we go up into character record. Let's see. Yeah, so I think we're going to need a little bit more. So we auto level up. Yeah, so it looks like we need like 2 more. Okay, we have 2 more. I'll do like just like an extra like 1 just in case. Okay. Okay, there we go. So there's 3. Varric. Do. Cool. Right, auto level up. Yeah, so he has 1 point left. Okay, so cool. So might as well just put these. We're gonna put on some abilities here for Varric quick. Just where I like them. Hey, come on. Get that on. Actually, put that on 6 and put this on 4. Okay. I'm gonna put Hail of Arrows on 2. Or get that on 3. We need full draw. Then explosive shot. And then we'll do fallback plan, resets all cooldown. Okay. So Varric's all leveled up. Now we're just gonna craft some armor and stuff for him, some weapon upgrades. Okay, so here we're going to do the Superior Skirmisher helmet. Okay, this dragon bone and dragon scales. And then we're going to come over and do Superior Prowler coat, also with dragon scales, because it's a tier 4 item, so it has the highest armor rating. And then we're going to use Dawnstone for health. Okay, then we're going to drop down Hunter coat legs. We're going to do Great Bear hide and Dawnstone for some extra health. And then we're going to do the Prowler armor arms for Great Bear hide. No, I think I want to do dragon skin. No. What do I have here? Yeah, Great Bear hide and just dragon scales are fine. Okay, for fire resistance. Okay. And so then weapon crafting. We're going to come down to get Bianca aiming 4, which is Varric's crossbow. We want Great Bear hide for crit chance. Oh. Okay, and then we're going to do Gilded Bianca grip. And this one we're going to use the dragon scales. Get a little extra crit chance there. And then Bianca aiming, we're going to be doing Dragon Bone, and then Great Bear Hide, Great Bear Hide, and Great Bear Hide. You get 36% crit chance there. Okay, and then we're going to come down, and we're going to do the Superior Dragon Slaying Rune. This does a bunch of extra damage toward dragons. Okay, then we're just going to put these upgrades on. Okay, go over to Varric. Put on that. And then we should have close to 100% crit chance, which is something we want for Varric. Okay. Okay, so we can just come in here. Varric. Okay. And then, let's see, let's just check. Yeah, Varric's attributes, we can come down here. Crit chance 95, yeah, so just about 100%. All right, so that's done. And now we can get into some dragons. Okay. Oh. They eat their veggies. But yeah, no, it's just better overall. Health is, yeah. Helps keep you alive, especially when you're so low level. So here we can kind of. Oh, well, I just used all my focus. Hang on. Let me reload that autosave. That was not optimal. Okay. Now switch to Varric. Okay. So now we're just gonna kill all these guys quick. Okay. And so now we're going to run over and fight the dragon in this area. And that'll be the first one. Yay, dragons. Let's see. But yeah. So we're just going to run past these dragons. They're little dragonlings. You can see the big dragon up flying around. Main character got held up a little bit, so hard to do the swapping. Kind of sucks if you swap and the character dies. But yeah, so all of our characters have like no health except for Varric. So literally like any shot from the dragon will kill them. Because like max level in this game, I want to say is like 30. And like end game is considered like 20s. Okay, Varric, don't die. Okay, so first dragon fight here. We're just gonna get nice and healed up. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna use full shot and then our focus ability, so then it doesn't consume focus. Okay, and then we're gonna try to. Okay, this gets hit. Okay, we're gonna see if we can get a one cycle here. Yeah. Okay, so first dragon, no one cycle, because Varric didn't want to go next to him. You want to be as close to the dragon as you want to be, or as you can. So then you can just like rapid fire these shots, because Varric has some passives here. So that's really bad RNG there, that he just went back up instead of not coming down. Okay, glad bit rate looks fine. But yes, this is a really slow fight. So the honestly, the hardest fights in this run are the first one and then some of the last ones. Okay, so there we go. First dragon dead, and it sucks there's a couple extra dragonlings that we need to kill here then, too. But so first dragon dead. And then they have a bunch of loot and stuff that you can grab if you want to. We don't really need any of it. There's one... let's see. So if we can fast travel... Okay, now we can. Alright, so we're going to go back to that camp. There's one Amulet of Dex that we're going to be picking up. Which is going to be dropped from one of the dragons. So it's real easy to just pick up. So we're going to see if we can avoid these enemies over here. Okay. I'll make a quick save over there, just in case. See if we can get this here. Okay, sweet. So now we're going to go back to Crestwood. Then we're going to go back to the village of Crestwood since we got that checkpoint. And then we're going to go fight the dragon here. And then after Crestwood's dragon, then we need to go to the western approach, and the western approach is like the worst one. It's the worst one. That's honestly, I want to say like at least half hour of the run is just western approach, which is just one of the maps. Okay, so here we're gonna sprint over this way, hop over the side, hop over some rocks. All right, and then there's a fort up here that we're just gonna go up behind. Normally you need to go through the whole fort and out one of the doors in the back to get to where we need to go to unlock the dragon. But with switch clipping, where we just switch between our party members and displace our position, we can actually just get behind the keep here. Okay, good. Cassandra had good positioning that time. All right, so we just want to come up to this rock up here, and then we're going to switch clip up on top of it. Let's see. Let's see here. So yeah, so we're just going to come up. Okay, should be good. Okay, wait for everyone to pop up. Okay. And then we're going to switch back to the Inquisitor. I'm just going to jump off a couple of these rocks. And then we need to sprint across this whole bridge. So we want to try to save our sprint for that. Get stamina back here. Just jump down. Okay. Thanks, Blackheart. Okay. Yeah, the arrows are just cuddling the dragons, yeah. Okay, so here, we just need to go over here. Then we're going to switch back to Varric and just dash back over to the door. As we have to wait for a cutscene to play before we can leave. Okay, so there we go. And this just shows the dam opening. So there's a lake that we just kind of drained where the dragon was located. So now we need to head over there where the dragon is. And we're just going to just run and then yeet ourselves off the bridge. And you can't actually die to fall damage in this game, which is quite nice. Monka S. Lightning strike right behind us, dude. But yeah, so you can't actually die to fall damage. But yeah, so now we're just going to run over to where the dragon's at. So you can see it up over there, perched. And so once we're over that way, then we can just switch to Varric. Okay. So now I'm just going to do a quick save just in case for safety. But yeah, so now we're going to take out the Northern Hunter. Pretty cool storm dragon. So we kind of want to stand like here. We can target it. So then once it lands, we spam this. Go in, and then see if we can one cycle here. Beautiful. Oh my gosh. All right, so there we go. So are we too strong? Maybe. Maybe. Who knows? Who really knows? Okay.
Inquisitor.
That's what you want to happen with all the dragons. On Nightmare, it's really hard to get all of them to die that quick. But you can get the one cycles though. Okay. Let's see. So let me save and load. All right, and then now we are... Actually, I did that wrong. So now we want to do that, but I'm going to do the local map glitch, and it's going to take us to a local map on the western approach. And so normally, if you go to the western approach, it would spawn you at the camp. You know, Monka dummy doesn't turn off origin notifications, lol. Let's see. But anyway, so continuing on. So now we, if you can local map glitch onto the western approach into that camp. Normally you wouldn't be able to, but for some reason, that if you try to local map glitch on, let's see. But yeah, so if you try to local map glitch on, what was that? What's that? Crestwood. I was like struggling to figure out what it was called. But yeah, so if you do that on Crestwood, let's see. Let's come back here. Okay. But yeah, so if you local map glitch on Crestwood, it actually opens up Western Approach, which is super random. But it actually takes you right to this camp that's right next to the guy you need to talk to do the dragon quest for this area. So we just went out and grabbed his supplies and then came back. So now this section is like the most RNG of the whole run, because all of the things we need to collect for this guy Frederick are RNG drops from enemies that randomly spawn. Let's see. But what's nice is that they're not always set, or they're not like hard drops. So like you can like soft reset each encounter if you don't get any drops. But sometimes soft resetting just makes none of the enemies respawn. So like so like say there's a group of enemies there, soft reset with a quick save, quick load. They might not be there the next time. Okay, so right now we need to take out these White Claw Raiders to get Frederick's research supplies back. So we're going to quick save here, then we're just going to see how many they drop. Boom. Okay. So we're going to see how many they drop. None there. If they don't drop any, we'll do a soft reset. Nothing there. Nothing there. Okay, so they didn't drop any, which is awful. Okay. Okay, so they didn't despawn. Sometimes they do. That was kind of scary. Okay, so now they have dropped a little bit more loot here. Ring Velvet again. Okay. Oh, God. All right, we'll try them one more time, and if not, we'll try to find some other ones. So none of them have dropped the items that we need. So we need to get 4 more. We found the one already, so we just need 4. Oh, God. Okay. All right. So let's see if we get any research supplies here. There's 1. There's 2. Okay, and Ring Velvet. Okay, so we got 2. So I'm going to quick save after that, just in case. Okay, so then up here, yeah. So sometimes if you just like wait a little bit, some enemies will pop in. So we can check these guys now. So we just need 2 more, I think. Okay. Let's see if we got anything here. All right, 1. Let's see here. Okay, so there's 1 more. So we just need 1. So since we just... Oh, actually there's loot here. We might get all of them here, actually, which would be sweet. Oh, awesome. Okay, that's great. Okay, so now we have all those. Now we're going to actually fast travel back to the first camp that we normally would unlock. So we get this cut. We can just travel there anytime after we're on the map, and we get the intro cutscene to for the first time you would visit this map. But you can just fast travel there even if you don't have it unlocked previously. So now we need to go grab another thing. It's like a manuscript about ancient dragons or something like that we need to go grab. Let's see. And so normally, you'd like prage if you didn't get all the research supplies in that previous area. You'd prage that there are some like other White Claw raiders here. But if there's not, then you have to go back over there and look for more. Yeah, sometimes there's some over there too. So over here, there's some enemies we're gonna fight. Oh, Varric. Okay. Okay. And so now, the only reason we want explosive shot here is so we can destroy that barrier, because you need to use magical stuff to destroy that barrier. Okay. Alright, so once we're out of combat, we can enter this. Yeah, all that you cannot leave during combat. Yeah, definitely. Okay, so now we're in this area. We're gonna switch back to the Inquisitor here, and then we're just gonna sprint through this area at the moment. We don't really need to fight these guys right now. We will on the way back, but we can just skip them at the moment. So we just need to run through and grab this manuscript. And so all of these quests are necessary in order to do the dragon, which is ridiculous. Let's see. Hopefully someone stayed back a little further. Okay. Okay, Cassandra didn't. But we're going to use Cassandra anyway. So we're just going to sprint back. Hopefully the Inquisitor catches back up. Oh, taking that a little wide. Oh my gosh. Okay, so now we need to fight these enemies again, because we can't leave until they're gone. Okay. But if you just kind of leave them and then come back, they'll just kind of be taking damage from some of your party members. Okay. So then we can leave. Such a big note. True. Okay. Okay, so now that we're out, we want to travel back over to Frederick. And we're going to have a little chat with him. Hi, Frederick. Okay, so we're going to say, found all your supplies. And then tell me more about dragons. I must go. Okay. So now we need to go do some other things. It was just nice to get the manuscript on the way. Because we actually have to turn that in next after this. So if we get it already, we can just turn it in then. So now there's a couple things. There's like 2 more quests here that we need to do. Sorry for taking up space, lol. Okay. Let's see. But yeah, so a couple things. Let's see. So there's one over here that we need to grab. So we're looking for remains of stuff that a dragon ate. So there's one. And then we're going to switch to Cassandra. And there's another one over here. I think we need to get 4. Okay. Switch over here. And then while we're over here getting this other one, we're going to look for quillbacks. Now, quillbacks are kind of like a big porcupine-looking creature. Actually kind of cute. But so we need to get a drop from them that's RNG as well. They're much easier to just soft reset after each time if they don't drop it, as opposed to the raiders, because they don't actually disappear then after they're done. So we're going to look for a big porcupine boy. That's a fennec fox. Let's see. There's a hyena. There's one up here maybe. Any porcupiners? Okay, so we're going to do a quick save, quick load here, see if they spawn in any. There's one. Okay, one popped in down here. Okay. Varric, thank you. Okay. All right, so we're going to do a... Once we get close enough, we're going to do a quick save. Okay, we do a quick save here. And we're just going to kill this guy really quick. See if he drops what we need. No. Okay, so we're going to reset that. Okay, let's see here. Any drops? No drops at all. Okay. Fine. Be like that. Oop. Okay. How about now? Go back leather. Okay. Let's see. We've done 2 so far. 2 dragons so far. We're working on the 3rd. Oh boy. Varric, come back. And yeah. Just yeeting off a cliff. See if I can get a target up there. Oh, well. We'll just reset that one. Yeah, dragon's gonna go down in 5 seconds, yeah. And sometimes when you're doing the backflips up a cliff, for that good shot, there we go. We got it that time. Okay. But yeah, so sometimes when you're doing those backflips off the cliff or up a cliff, it just won't do the actual attack because you'll get like cut off in the air. So that's always a concern. You want to keep track of the terrain you're going up. Okay, so here we're just gonna kind of improvise, climb up this. Okay, that was bad. Okay, well, there's a nice path here. We'll just go up this. But anyway, so there's a camp over there. We don't need to grab it. We're just gonna run over this way, and then get the last hunting pattern sign. And then we're gonna do the same thing we just repeated with the quillback with a phoenix. And phoenixes in this game aren't really birds. They're more of like a raptor kind of looking thing with like some feathers. So yeah, kind of bird, but kind of not bird. So we got all those. That's one quest we can turn into. We can turn into Frederick. And so up here, we need to just run all the way out here to try to find a phoenix. And phoenixes there's typically more around than quillbacks. Yes, there's one up here. Oh, there's one up there. Yeah, there's 2. Okay. So we have pretty good odds of getting one here. So we'll do a quick save beforehand. Hey. Okay. So we'll see what we get here. Hopefully one of them drops it. Phoenix scales and a Phoenix scales. Okay. Yeah, see, they look kind of like raptors more than like just like a bird. It's not quite like a traditional phoenix, but interesting take on them nonetheless. More phoenix scales, okay. Yeah, we can glitch into all the areas that we need to. Okay. This is the only one that's like really just locked behind okay. So we got it there. Okay. So now we can just fast travel back and talk to Frederick. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to turn in like 3 or 4 quests here.
Of course, Durin's theory
Okay, so we have the ingredients, have the manuscript,
I don't.
have the dragon signs. Okay, then we go. Okay. And so then, I believe, so we need to go back and do a thing at the war table at Skyhold. But we also need to remove these traps here for the dragon. And so it's easiest to just go destroy these traps and fight, like, there's like a mini boss we need to fight. And then go back to Skyhold in between instead of like running back and talking to Frederick again. So we'll just, you know, cover a couple things with like 2 birds with 1 stone kind of deal again. That's kind of the best way to just do this efficiently, since there's not really a way to skip doing all these quests. Okay. So now that we destroyed all the traps, I think. No, we didn't. There's one more over here. Okay. Yeah, we just kill this guy quick. Okay. But anyway, so there's some White Claw raiders over here that we need to go kill. Kind of annoying that they got distracted by this enemy. But yeah, so there's a little mini boss. That one, the poacher leader. Because they just want to poach a giant dragon, right? Okay. Just assassinated Solus. Oh my god. But yeah, so this boss actually takes a little bit to kill. Okay, there we go. Alright, so now that's done. It says return to Frederick, but we're going to go straight to Skyhold, just because it's the most efficient route here. Oh boy. But we're making good time. Everything else is just kind of a rush to the end, kind of. Tougher than a dragon, honestly. And so, but yeah, so here, we're just going to be coming up. We're going to do this requisition, or it's an operation, I think. And then it just lets us travel straight back to Frederick. We don't have to open the world map or anything. We just do it straight from here. And it puts us like right next to him. So then we can turn in that quest and then also the quest from the operation as well. Okay. Okay. So here we're also just going to unlock the Storm Coast just real quick while we're here. Okay, accept the report. We're not going to go now. And then over here, we're just going to do this, and then we're going to travel there.
Solus says it changed hands so many times.
Okay, venture. And also, when you go to Trespasser, you get Dorian as a companion. Instead of actually going through the whole story and unlocking Dorian after the, like, downfall of Haven, I just kind of unlocked Dorian. Okay, so now we're right next to Frederick. Alright, so Manuscript's done. Raiders are dead anyway, we don't have to tell him that, and then we can bait the dragon. Because he's just like, oh, okay. Everything's good. So now we can go where the traps were for those raiders. We need to go and lay down bait to get this dragon to show up. Now with this dragon, aside from the big setup time that it takes, it also, you have to wait a whole, like, 30 seconds to a minute for it to actually land and to kill. So here we're just swapping between Cassandra and the Inquisitor here just to get to each of these faster, since our charging bulls kind of go off of cooldown once the other is done. Okay, so that was a lot better. Okay. So now we just get to watch the Abyssal High Dragon fly around us for like almost a minute. And if we die, and yeah, there it is. So it just flies around us in a circle for like a good chunk of time.
An impressive creature.
And if we die, then we have to watch this whole thing again. So I'll do a quick save here, but if we do have to reload the save, we'll have to watch this whole circling animation again. This run is on casual. Nightmare would take like an extra like 10 or 15 minutes, I think, based on my other run that I'd have for that. But also a little risque. Okay, so trying to get this set up here. Okay, that was kind of sus. So we're just gonna wait a second here and reset that up. Try to get that cooldown off. Okay. Okay, there we go. Okay, so here we go. Now we should just be able to take it out really quick. Okay, there we go. Dead. Sometimes they have long animations for dying. You can actually hit them in this animation. It kind of speeds it up. Sometimes. If I actually hit them. Okay, but anyway. The jump to death. Okay, so now that that's done, we can go over to here. And then just run up to here. Or you can travel to the Storm Coast. We're just going to do this one quick since we're on the map. Okay, so cannot leave during combat. Let's see. And then we are going to, let's see, the Exalted Plains. Now this one, there's a spot for local map glitch that you can use to teleport you right up nearby where like the dragon needs to go, or where you need to go to get to the dragon. But this local map glitch, there's like two this one and Exalted Plains and Emerald Graves are the two where the glitch just doesn't like to work. Okay, so we're quick save, quick load here. This one, there's like a pretty good backup. Okay, didn't get it there. There's a pretty good backup. Didn't get it there either. All right, so I'll try this about like 10 times. If it doesn't do it, I'll do the backup. Sometimes also going to Skyhold and then reloading the quick save you made will help it trigger the local map better. Because I've just tried so many different things to get this to be like consistent. So we'll do that, and then we'll load the quick save that we have there. Okay, we'll see if we get it here. Nope. So what we want to happen is, and I'll set it up one more time, and then if that doesn't work, then we'll just do the backup. Okay. So what we want to happen is we want to press spacebar super quick on when this screen comes up, so then it opens the local map for each map instead of on the world map. Yeah, so yeah, it doesn't want to work, which is very typical for this. So we're going to do the backup, which actually is kind of cool. We're going to get over to the invisible wall here. Go to attack cam. We're going to switch clip through. That was a bad one. Oh. Okay. So we're going to switch clip through the invisible wall here. This is technically like the map barrier. So now that we're on the other side, we're going to run around the outside of the map and just kind of clip into where we need to go. So some cool stuff up here. So we're technically out of bounds, kind of. You can just kind of look out into the distance. So we're going to jump up here. Then we're going to teleport over to here, which is kind of outside of where we were. Okay. Getting stuck on some rocks here. Okay. Then I think we want to go over here. Oh boy. Okay, we're going to stick with the Inquisitor for now. Okay, but anyway. Yeah, so we're just going to schmooze up over this wall here. We're going to do some travel out of bounds. There's a nice little path here that you can kind of get up. You have to do some jumps to actually get up. And then it spawns this wall, and then we're going to do a dash into a jump. Oh, didn't get it. Okay, but we're going to do our charging bull into a jump and jump up on top of this. There we go. Okay, and then here, we're just gonna teleport in, and it gets us around like a big chunk of the map that we normally would just have to run through all the way. So this gets us fairly close to where we need to go for the dragon. Let's see, but it would definitely be quicker if we could just use the local map glitch to just teleport over there, right? But this gets us fairly close. We still have to do a little bit of running, which isn't too bad though. So there's just a couple enemies we need to run past here. Wonka S. Okay. Yeah, not too bad. Once we get up on this hill, we're going to go down to where normally you would need to do an operation. Cassandra's there. Nice. Oh, there we go. But you normally you would have to do an operation to get all this rubble here to be moved so you could access the dragon. You can actually run all the way out of bounds around and then clip in out like way back there, but it doesn't save time over just doing this. Okay, so we're going to switch clip through this rubble here. Normally it would need to be cleared with an operation. Okay, so Cassandra's through. Yeah, so normally this area is closed off. There's a camp over there you can grab. I don't think you can actually access the camp right now though, because of we didn't access this area legally. Intended, we shall say. And normally there's enemies that would spawn there too, but they're not there since we went there before the trigger is there. But yeah, so now we're just going to run through and get to where the dragon is. It should be coming up here in a little bit. We just need to travel through the swamp a little bit. And there's some fallen trees here that can get in the way. It's like this one, it extends out to like here. And then this one like extends out to like here. And there's a bunch of rocks and stuff too. Okay. But yeah, so we're just going to run past this rift, and then the dragon's just right on the other side of the swamp here. We're trying to get everyone to disengage here. Yeah, see, there's the dragon flying around up there. Oh, let's run past that guy. Now, this is another storm dragon like the one in Crestwood. Disengage. Okay. Okay. So, we'll get our quick save here. But another storm dragon like the one in Crestwood. So we'll target a leg. Get a little closer. Do our focus glitch. Dash in. Grapple. See if we can one cycle. This is one notorious for taking off. I think we're good. Beautiful. Oh my gosh. Okay, now this one I think has the Amulet of Dex that we want to grab. Yes. Okay. So then we're just going to equip that on Varric right now. Yeah. All right. Let's see. So there's that one. And then again, the map glitch on this map kind of sucks, so we're going to do it on Storm Coast instead, since we unlocked that in the last area. Oh boy. Okay. Making good time, honestly. Yeah, now we're gonna have to do a little bit of running.
Some of our soldiers.
Let's see. Okay, so we're gonna do the map glitch here, and we're gonna go to Emerald Graves. Oh, let's see, didn't get that, so we'll do it a couple times here. Blinked and it died. There we go. Okay, so there's the whole map unlocked again. So now we're going to go to Emerald Graves. We'll be ending the run in Emprise de Lyon. But so we're going to do Emerald Graves and then let's see, Emerald Graves, Hissing Wastes, then Storm Coast, and then Emprise de Lyon.
From what we can tell.
Okay. So this one, we want to get the local map glitch here as well. This one also kind of sucks. This one we kind of need to do it though. This one we'll do the Skyhold strat first. So we'll go to Skyhold, reload our quick save, and then see if that refreshes the game state enough here. Oh, nope. Okay. So I'll set it up again. Okay. There we go. We got it. That one's pretty good. All right, so we'll just zoom out. So we want to travel all the way up here. This map is one of the biggest. But yeah, so we're just gonna travel all the way up here. This way? Yeah, I think this way. Yeah, so we're gonna come over here, jump up the hill. So that's this teleport quick travel spot just puts us like, we're gonna hop up this hill here. Hopefully. Yeah, okay. But yeah, so this puts us like right next to where the dragon fight is. It's like right over here. So definitely a great spot to warp to. But the one on Exalted Plains is super inconsistent. This one's a little better. Okay. Disengage. Okay. We chilling? Okay, I do want to get a quick save here before this one, though. Hopefully. Okay, we're doing it without a save. I'm doing it live. God. Okay. Oh, so close to one cycle. So close to one cycle. And so now, if you don't get it in one cycle, then it has to go fly around and then land again. This is honestly one of my favorite looking dragons in the game. It's like all like blue and it's like cyan and like yellow. Looks really nice. So we're gonna dodge. Okay, then we can just kind of hit it once. There we go. And so sometimes you can speed up their death animation. This is another one that likes to have dramatic deaths. Okay, sweet. Another one done. Okay, so then we'll go back to the Storm Coast. And then we're going to go to Hissing Wastes next. Oh. There's not a lot that happens in Hissing Wastes, because it's just like a desert. It's like the Western Approach, but not as questy. So Hissing Wastes. The dragons are so cool. Yeah, you definitely feel bad when you kill them. As I think the devs for the game said that they like kind of modeled them after cats a little bit.
If there's nothing valuable.
So like their behaviors and patterns and stuff kind of like cats. Okay, now we're going to be doing some rock climbing. So where we want to go is far that direction. So we're going to basically climb over this mountain a little bit. Hard landing. Okay. So we're just going to go over this mountain, around the side here. And then we're going to look for our friend. There is a friend to know that you're going the right way. Because if you go too far to the right over here, there's a sandstorm that you can't like pass through. So you kind of want to follow the dunes. I want to look for our friend. I think this is our guy up here. random dead guy. Doesn't have any loot or anything. He's just a random body. There's our other friend. But yeah, so now we just kind of have to run through the desert. Okay, yeah, we're a little too far off to the side there. Okay. Yeah, so we want to follow where the goats are. Oh, Varric. But yeah, there's not a whole lot that's here. There's some cool like dwarven ruins, and I think some darkspawn. And you see, this is the area that we want to go. This spot over here. Just popped in. Okay, so we're gonna run off the edge here, and then I'm not really sure what the correct way is to get over here. I think you maybe have to go through some stuff, but we're just gonna jump up the side. Do some jumpies. Then we're just gonna sprint around. Varric, hello, cool. All right, a little quick save. We're just gonna sprint off the edge here.
Sounds like a dragon. There must
Oh,
be nearby.
let's see. Okay, and then Varric. And then our dragon friend is right down here. We're gonna launch off.
Between us and that building. Think she did that on purpose.
Okay. So now we're gonna do a little quick save here, just in case we use all our focus. Because at this point we do need our focus for the end of the game if we want to. Okay, beautiful. That's one of the harder ones. From this point on, they get kind of higher level and can take a little bit to kill.
Is everyone all right? That love.
All right. So that one's done. Let's see here. Actually, we want to go now to the Storm Coast, which we already have unlocked. Okay, so here we're going to do our best to get the local map glitch. This is the other one of the trouble local map glitches. So I want to make a hard save here just in case. Let's see. The normal map glitch likes to work really well on this map, but the local one does not. See, the local one, you get it, but then it opens the local map, but then none of the locations are unlocked. So that's the problem with this map. So hopefully we can get it. No. Yeah, see. Okay. Try it a couple times here. The backup for this one is legit just run across the whole the whole world here. So I'd prefer not to do that. Let's see, but we're gonna do we're gonna go to Skyhold, and then we're gonna do this one. And then we're gonna do something a little random that's for some reason kind of works on this map and some of the others, which I didn't do earlier. On Exalted Plains, but for some reason it just works. Yeah, it just works. Just sometimes. Yeah, no. Okay. All right. We're gonna set this up again. We're gonna do a little dancey around here. We're like, get over here, and get back here. Okay, and then we're gonna see here. Hope. So yeah, so this one's like the biggest problem. The problem child of local map glitch. Okay, so I'll do it like maybe like 3 or 4 more times because it really does save a lot of time. But it's only about like maybe a 4-minute run over to the other side. If that, maybe like 3 minutes. There, oh, we got it. Awesome. Okay, perfect. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to travel all the way over to this like Darwin's Mouth. This is like a camp inside of a mountain that you shouldn't be able to access. And there's enemies here, and you can just go over here and row the boat, and then you're on the Dragon Island. So that's really cool. I'm glad we got that and didn't have to run. Let's see. So yeah. So now we're just gonna run up and fight the dragon. Here, we want to try to keep everyone disengaged from these enemies so they don't like follow us all the way up.
We're in the beast's territory now.
Hopefully I can get everyone to teleport up to me here. And the dragons don't just run up behind us. Okay, we're just going to kill that guy real quick. Alright, so now up here we're in... this is honestly one of the harder dragons in the game. Some people do this one last, like in their casual playthrough. Some people... Yeah, it's just one of the harder ones. Has a lot of HP. Level 19. And we start the run at like level 3 or 2 or something, so... Alright, we'll see how this one goes. Alright, get a leg. Focus glitch. Yes, this one has a lot of HP. Okay. Dope. Alright, that went as well as I could have hoped, honestly. Didn't have to reapply the focus glitch or anything. Okay. So, now we're on to the last 3 dragons. All right, let me also go in, hi dragons, let me put this on. All right, this is our active quest. All right, so we have 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10. Now we're on to Emprise de Lyon. Okay. Then here, again, we can just super quick, just local map glitch over to the area where the dragons are. And they're all in... arenas like right nearby. So we just hit like boom, 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 hit them all real quick.
The rest.
But these ones are also some of the hardest, especially on Nightmare. So see if we get this first try here. Nope. We'll travel to Skyhold to see if we can get it quick. Just spamming that, yeah. Okay. There we go. All right, so now we want to come over all the way to this Pools of the Sun. And we're actually going to do these dragons in reverse order of what you like normally would probably do in a playthrough. So we're going to start with like the highest level one. All right, Varric. Oh, what the heck are you doing up here? Okay. All right, so we're just going to yeet off the side. You can use fallback plan there if you want to not take any damage. Doesn't really matter. We're going to quick save. We do need to back up a little bit. Okay, we're going to target one of the legs. Get our focus glitch. I don't know what happened there. Camera went kind of weird. Now this one is level 20. It's the highest level dragon in the game. Takes the longest to kill. Might have to reapply. No, we're good. Oh, sweet. Okay. So now, we did that. We're going to travel back up. Okay. Fast travel back up, and we're going to run back over to where the second dragon for the area is. Oh, dude, that went really well. Got it pretty quick. That one can be tricky if you run out of focus. If any of your backflips don't go as planned. Okay, so now we're going into one of the arenas for a dragon. This dragon, I think, is actually my favorite looking one of the game. I think this is the one that is, it's just like red and blue. It just looks really cool. Alright, so we're going to do a quick save here. Yeah, this one's super cool. Okay, got our focus glitch here. Dash in. Let it rip. Now, these last two that we're doing are kind of hard because, yeah, they'll take off in the air. And then they fly around for a bit. They'll take off, fly around. If you don't get them one cycle. This one's really hard to get one cycle, honestly. So is the other one. It has a little less health than this one, but it's still pretty hard. Yeah. Yeah, letters. It would take a lot longer. I do kind of want to do that at some point, though. See if we can get it here. It did not reapply, so that might... Yeah, rip. Okay. But yeah, no, that would take longer. We did the one in the Frostback Basin, because that one actually has a bunch of... I think it has more story triggers to get in order to get to it than the one in the Western Approach does. I did look into it a little bit, but it took forever. So I kind of bailed on that idea. Honestly, if we could figure out a way to do that one quicker, then we could skip the Western Approach one. Because you only need to do 10 high dragons for the Dragon Hunter achievement. Okay. So here, we are going to reapply just to make sure this fight goes down. Okay, there we go. Much better. I should have reapplied in the other one, but I didn't. Okay, so here, we're going to just run off the side.
For what purpose?
And then we're going to head over to the final dragon arena. This is the final one. And I think this is the dragon that you actually get like an achievement for killing in the main game anyway. So it's kind of fitting to end on this one. Hey. Okay. All right. Last one. Okay. All right. So we'll be coming up on time as soon as this is done and we get the Dragon Hunter achievement. Okay. See how this goes. See if we can get the one cycle. Nice. Awesome. All right. Oh, there we go. All right. So that is all dragons, everybody, which is pretty sweet. We end the run as level 17. If you just go through and do all the dragons, you end at level 17, which is honestly fine for end game. Let's see. With the Amulet of Dex, let's see. Yeah, we have 100% crit chance and 163% crit damage. Pretty good. Oh man, but yeah. No, thanks everyone. Thanks for the GGs. Yeah, so that's Dragon Age Inquisition's kind of version of like what an all bosses run could be, since all the actual bosses are kind of just like small characters that die in like a shot. And Corypheus, there's just Corypheus, but but yeah, no, I hope everyone enjoyed the run. And then I think we're going to be moving on to a Trespasser run, a Trespasser race. Between myself and Lemura, who did the any % run yesterday, and who currently has record by like 30 seconds off of my last time. Okay. So let's see what we need to do next. But yeah, no, thanks everyone. Yeah, we'll be back shortly.